Welcome back to From the Pages of Power Slam, issue 31, February 1997. And this one doesn't ease you in. It throws you straight into a wrestling world that feels like it's splitting at the seams. Because everything in this issue is about conflict, overload, and a business that suddenly has too much happening all at once. You open it, and the cover already tells you, where you're headed. Starcade 96. Framed not as a celebration, but as an evening of disorder. And that word matters because that idea runs through the entire magazine. The New World Order isn't just a storyline anymore, it's the thing reshaping everything. And even the smaller blurbs on the cover reinforce that chaos. In Your House 12, Raven regaining the ECW title, the Cruiserweights starting to explode, and a full year in pictures that feels like it's trying to keep up with how fast everything is moving. Then you hit from the top, and this is where the tone locks in. The editors lay out their year-end awards, and they don't hedge anything. Shawn Michaels is Wrestler of the Year, and they go deep on why. Not just big matches, but consistency, the ability to pull something watchable out of opponents who had no business being in great matches. And that line about him producing quality, even with guys like Sid and Billy Gunn, tells you exactly how they viewed him. Then Match of the Year, Ultimo Dragon versus Shinjiro Otani. And the way it's described, it's not just good, it's breathtaking. Non-stop near falls stacking on top of each other until the crowd is completely gone. Feud of the Year, WCW versus the NWO. And the language is almost stunned at what it did to the business. Attendance up, ratings up, pay-per-view up. Like even they didn't expect it to work this well. Then it gets sharper. Heel of the Year goes to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and they call out the contradiction directly. He's a heel, but the crowd loves him anyway. That rebellious energy, doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants, no consequences, that's the hook. And you can feel them realizing in real time that something different is happening there. Tag Team of the Year, the Eliminators, described as reckless in the best way, innovative, pushing themselves harder than anyone else. And then the contrast hits hard. Worst Wrestler of the Year, Ultimate Warrior. And they don't soften it at all. And they call his return a relic of a different era, outright saying how bad the matches were. Worst Match of the Year, the Doomsday Cage. And again, no hesitation. It sucked. That blunt tone tells you exactly what kind of magazine this is. Then you turn the page and everything speeds up. What's going down is not a recap, it's a flood. WWF, WCW, ECW, Japan, all stacked together, and it reads like you're trying to keep up with too many televisions at once. The WWF section alone is chaos. December tapings, multiple weeks of Raw shot in advance, and the details come fast. Austin beating Vader by disqualification after Bret Hart jumps in and locks on the sharpshooter. And Razor Ramon and Diesel back on TV, but the tone suggests they're dragging things down. Sable beating Jerry Lawler in that bizarre Karate Fighters tournament final, which turns into a full brawl with Goldust evening the odds. And then that moment, Lawler grabbing the mic and questioning Goldust's sexuality, only to get dropped immediately. It's blunt, messy, and very much of its time. Then the bigger thread starts building. Austin attacking Bret Hart, injuring his ankle with a chair, echoing the Pillman angle, and you can feel that rivalry heating up with every line. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels is still moving through everything, even pinning Austin in a dark match in under 2 minutes, which they highlight because it matters. These aren't random results, they're signals. Then it veers into the weird. Shotgun Saturday Night from the Mirage nightclub, described as utter garbage and absolute crap. No filter at all. Skits bombing, segments failing, and then it gets even stranger. Sonny's infamous tape, played for laughs in print, Goldust's pregnancy storyline, even a segment where Nikolai Volkov is found living in a cardboard box. It's like the magazine itself is trying to process how far things are going. Then WCW hits and the tone shifts again. The NWO isn't stable anymore. The Giant refuses to follow orders, stands up to Hulk Hogan, grabs him by the throat, forces a title shot, and for a moment it looks like the entire group might fracture. But then it flips, the NWO turns on him, and the segment ends with the Giant laid out. It's not just dominance anymore, it's internal collapse starting to show. The numbers back it up. Nitro crushing Raw week after week, 3.2 to 2.3, 3.6 to 1.6. It's not close, and the magazine doesn't hide that. ECW feels like it's on the edge of something bigger. Their pay-per-view almost collapses before it even happens, then gets saved at the last minute. Raven back on top. The Eliminators winning the tag belts. Rick Rude showing up under a mask and cutting a promo that the crowd recognizes instantly. It feels unpredictable, unstable, but alive. Then Japan comes in like a reminder that the rest of the world is still pushing forward technically. Kawada and Taue winning the Real World Tag League. Yushin Liger capturing the J Crown. Hashimoto taking the IWGP title. It's presented clean, sharp, almost like a contrast to the chaos in the U.S. House show happenings reads like raw data, but even there, things stand out. Austin pinning Michaels on consecutive nights. ECW running brutal matches like the dog collar bout. WCW's triangle match turning into a legitimate fight when a chair shot knocks out teeth. Now, these aren't polished TV moments. These are rough edges. Then color commentary slows it down just enough to tell a real story. Atsushi Onita, who promised retirement, comes back, teaming with his old enemy, Mr. Pogo. And the match described isn't just a match, it's a war. Barbed wire, explosions, chaos, and it's written with respect for how extreme it is, not just shock value. Then it pivots to EWA's Ultra Chaos show, and here the tone flips again. The wrestling is good, but the environment ruins it. No barriers, fans too close, objects flying into the ring. A match that should have been great, cut short, and then restarted into something unsafe. It's a warning more than a celebration. The Q&A section resets things. Real names revealed. Questions about Benoit and Malenko going to the WWF answered with a flat no. WrestleMania 3's buy rate confirmed at 10.2, still untouchable. Then pages of tag title history, long lists grounding everything again in structure. Manners Matt Musings comes in loud, arrogant, self-aware, almost comedic, claiming credit for predicting trends, shaping the business, even joking about ruling the wrestling world. It's ridiculous, but intentionally so, and it gives the issue a different voice for a moment. And then the Year in Pictures hits, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Page after page of moments from 1996. No long explanations, just images carrying the weight. The centerfold locks back onto Shawn Michaels, reinforcing everything said earlier. Reader awards follow, echoing the same conclusions, showing that fans and editors are actually aligned. Junior Kickstart dives into WCW's Cruiserweights, and this is where the future really shows. Rey Mysterio Jr., Chris Jericho, Dean Malenko, all positioned as something different, faster, more technical, more exciting than what came before. Heart Failure breaks down Bret Hart at In Your House 12. Not just what happened, but why it failed, where things went wrong. And it's analytical in a way the rest of the issue isn't. Order Disorder brings it back to Starrcade, and the tone matches the cover. It's messy, it's chaotic, the NWO looming over everything, and the sense that things didn't go cleanly at all. Doubt to the Raven Nevermore closes the feature run with Raven reclaiming the ECW title, framed as doing it alone, reinforcing that outsider lone figure identity. Then the quick hit, Who's That Again? The Great Sasuke, spotlighted as something different, something you might not know yet, but should. Letters wrap it up with fans arguing about Sid ECW, the Blue World Order, all of it. And then the final page, Raven again, worn down, exhausted champion, and that's the image you leave with. When you close this issue, it doesn't feel clean. It feels crowded. It feels like too much is happening too fast across too many places, and that's exactly what 1997 was becoming. If this brought you back, save it and come back to it. Drop your memory from this issue. See you next time. Farewell from the Empire State.